Hello everybody. Octember 2025 had to get in one last punch, I think. Hopefully it's the last one. Got a no drain condition. We had bailed the water out of here, but not draining any longer. This one is a GSD 2100 V55C dishwasher. Smelled something kind of funny the other day, the last time this ran, and this drain valve solenoid's what burned up. Here, that's a common issue on these. Well, that's not all that needs to be replaced. The main cause of that, something fails within the timer, and that also needs to be replaced. So I got a 2-for-1 hit here on Octember 2025. So that's just awesome. So let's fix it. I think what I'm going to do here first off is replace the timer. Looks to be a series of screws around the perimeter of this inner door. So I'll get the tripod and get started on that. See if this comes off. Yep, not a problem. And here is the timer. Of course, y'all know me, I'm going to do a little cleaning. Let's double check and make sure the power is off before I proceed. So the timer for my particular machine is a WD21X33640. And it looks like it's exactly the same thing that's in there. So I reckon pull the knob off. Maybe. There it goes. And I'll kind of pay attention to the orientation. Looks like it's pointing the same way. And you can just tell how flimsy this thing is. Got a harness here, 2 tabs on each side. That should pull off. Let's see this one here. That's one of those jobbers where you pry up on that black part and that comes right on out. Got 2 Phillips, number 2 I do believe. If we don't break the whole thing just taking the screws out. Let's see here, what do we got? Be ever so careful with that little spring there. And here's the new one. Sneak that all in there. Some little slots that slides into. Like so. we should be set there. The screw holes are lined up. A magnetic screwdriver sure makes life a lot easier. And then plug the harnesses back in. And then for the actual timer motor, okay, that looks decent. And now to give this a quick wipe down before I reinstall it. In mint condition, just like brand new from the factory again. Let's see if we can get this inner panel in without any mishaps. I think before I do that, let's get the timer knob back on. Of course, does that go like that? There we go. Kind of a little, got to feel it out a little bit. I don't know how else to describe that. But, oh, that's just nice and smooth once again. And that's the off. Let's get the inner panel back on. From what I read, the handle might need to be adjusted a little bit, the latch, I should say. We'll get there. And then I've got a random piece of foam here. Oh yeah, looks like this is going to be loads of fun. Getting this back together. So it's just a precise, get all this stuff and hold all this cheap stuff just so where it'll all go back together. Hopefully. Okay, the handle, I'll try to grab that. I think that's going to work. Yeah, let's see if that... Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, it works. And I thought the timer was supposed to be the easy part. Go ahead and get those in there, but not totally tighten them up. So up on the control head, it's these screws, and then the two at the bottom or these finer thread screws. So everything seems to be working just fine with the latch mechanism and all that. Well, next I need to move down here, so I'm going to get the GoPro set up and move to that camera. Well, here we go. There's the part I need to replace. And it does smell burned. So allegedly this is super easy. Okay, there's the wiring harness. And I think I'll go ahead and get a picture just in case. Make sure I have everything oriented correctly. Just a couple of screws, Phillips. I'm not sure if it would be easier to take the screw off or take the spring off now. Maybe. And again, the magnetized screwdriver will make things a bit more easy. Okay, I have got a clip to remove. See if I can grab that with the screwdriver. Oh yeah, that comes off piece of cake. And I sure hope all this is kind of in view. So that should come off, I would think. There it goes. It was stuck just a little bit. Yeah, there's the melt out. Definitely the smell I was smelling the other day. So the next challenge, I've got to get this plunger out. Don't know if this will work, but we'll give it a shot. And mine came out. Don't have any melty stuff on it, so that's good. The solenoid for mine is a WD21X10268. And I got an aftermarket one because I can get it here quick enough to get this back in order, because we're getting into the Thanksgiving season and need this to work. Here is the replacement. Looks the same to me. So I'll simply drop the plunger in there. It moves freely, and we'll go back under the machine. Okay, go ahead and put the top screw in before I put that lever back on it. Probably not tighten it all the way, or maybe. I don't think it'll matter. And the bottom screw. And then put that lever back on. And this guy has got to go on there. I do apologize if my hand is causing some issues there. Doing the best I can with what I got to work with. This may be a touch tricky to get that back in place. We'll get it. Looks like we might have to hook that before I slide it back on that shaft. If everything will cooperate. And then reconnect the spring, making sure it's in the little hole. See, that moves again, so I think we might be able to wash some dishes. I think that's set how it needs to be. Double check that top screw. Yep, we're good there. It's already making better sounds. And then the last thing, need to make sure that lever is pressed on that shaft all the way. And then I gotta get this clip back on, which might be a lot of fun. We'll see. Yep, gonna be a lot of fun to get that back on. But I'll eventually get it. Let's see, maybe with the tip of the screwdriver, I can press that back in. Okay, there we go. Got it. Let's plug this back in. Turn the power back on. And see if it blows up. Here we go, if it does anything. latch works. And we are in the off position. So, getting in the home stretch now. Of course, I got to clean the kick plate because it was dirty as well. So let's get that done right quick. And probably need to get the GoPro out and the flashlight. So I saw one little drip of water there and kind of tested it again and didn't see any more dripping. I dried it up. Looks like it's okay. This one in. And it just sits there. Alright. And those go into the right side. And then that should hang. Put the little ones down on the bottom. These 2 1/4" screws. Of course, I've got one hole visible and one not. Now we've got both of them visible. And of course, we're going to drop it about 30 times. And lose the hole again. There we go. All back together. And of course, give it the old wipe down. Mint condition. Ready to go back into service. And then one of these days, I'll put this with the LEV 120 Tecumseh engine, and we'll do some autopsies on those one of these days. Another symptom, this timer was getting quite noisy. So I knew something was going to happen. So once again, Octember fail number 8, GE dishwasher will not drain. And I replaced the timer and the drain solenoid, and it's once again back up and running.